What?
Everything is new, actually.
A very good afternoon to you, and of course, welcome again to the World Cup show here on Lookuptv, where we give you everything matters concerning the World Cup, which will be starting on the 20th of this month in Qatar. And of course, the finals are scheduled for the 18th of December next month. So we'll be talking about various things in this particular episode. This is the second episode. We'll be looking at various teams, including Belgium, and of course one African country, that is Ghana, just to give you the updates of whatever the teams include and the squads which are set to be announced in the next 1 week or so. So be sure to join us each and every day of the week just to get a preview of what you need to understand on matters football and the World Cup. Remember, at Lookuptv, the home of sports, we give you unrivaled, in-depth and timely analysis of the international showbiz. So I'm not alone. I'm joined by Marion Kageni, who will also be helping me to dissect the World Cup that will be happening in Qatar. Marion?
And of course, we talk about the road to Qatar. You can see we have a trophy right here. And remember to interact with us, like Keitany said. Talk to us through our social media platform, jamani, mtandao ya kijamii. That is Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Lookuptv. And let us know what you think about the whole sport in action. Today, we have a lot lined up for you, of course. So Ian, Keitany, and I will just be taking you through all the sport in action for what you should expect in Group A. And also, we'll be looking at a number of teams, 2 teams, right, Ian?
Yeah, of course. We'll be looking at Belgium and Ghana, like I've said. But of course, to kick you off, or rather to kick off this particular episode, we just have a look at Group A, which include the host Qatar, that is the host nation, Netherlands, Senegal, and of course, Ecuador. Marion, yesterday we spoke a little bit about this particular group, and we talked about Senegal and their chances of, proceeding from this particular group, having to, beat or rather win against Netherlands, which is the most difficult game. Yeah. And of course, the second one, which is now the crucial one, will be against Ecuador. So just to give the viewer an understanding, Qatar are the host nation. Of course, they got a direct ticket, like I explained. Now, Netherlands do have a very good squad.
They do.
Because they do have elite players playing in the Europe's biggest leagues. The captain, of course, the likes of Virgil van Dijk, the likes of Davy Klaassen, Frenkie de Jong, Donny van de Beek. These are players who have played at the biggest stages in Europe, including the UEFA Champions League. So, in terms of the squad that Netherlands do have, do you think the host nation, Qatar, do stand a chance to start with?
Honestly, no. Honestly, no, just straight to the point. I feel like this is just another South African moment. You know how the hosts were just eliminated right when no sooner had it started. So I feel like Qatar will also be, I don't expect much from Qatar. We haven't seen much of their football, and they're not used to this global stage. Right?
Yes.
They're not used to the global stage, so I don't feel they will bring much to the table. I feel Netherlands should be wary of Senegal, though, because Netherlands has a beautiful squad. Like you said, experienced players, tough defense. You have seen their defense. They have the likes of Van Dijk, experienced players, De Ligt, De Jong. All these players are what Van Gaal is going to work with. And then the only problem will be on the goalkeeping side. Like I don't just feel like he has a lot to play around with there, but he has a tough squad. He has a good defense. So he will be wary of Senegal, not necessarily Qatar. Qatar, I don't see them as a threat. And in fact, I see them as underdogs in this particular group. So I'll be really surprised if they pull one right back. So yeah. Maybe they could surprise us. Who knows? It's football.
At the end of the day, what matters is what you do with the 90 minutes on the pitch. Maybe As you talk about Netherlands and the prowess that they have in terms of their attack line, their defensive unit, you've spoken about their goalkeeping department. I remember back in 2014, if I'm not wrong, Louis van Gaal was the manager then, and there were post-match penalty shootouts to decide who was to progress to the next round. And Louis van Gaal brought in Tim Krul, who was then playing for Newcastle in the Premier League. And he produced heroics because he saved penalties to ensure that Netherlands proceeded to the next round. So this time round, just to pick your mind, do you think they will top that group?
They can. Like you said, in 2014, it was quite unfortunate for them. And in 2018, they missed out. So this is a big team which has just faced an humiliation, or rather, it did not reach, it was not how people thought it will end up. So being back on the global stage would mean that they have to push it. They have to show their worth. So Netherlands, yes, could make it as top in Group A. They will definitely face a stiff competition, but they have a squad. They know what it takes. They know they are the top dogs in this particular group. So yes, they could top the group if they just work together in that mixture of experience and new players, and then they could really top the group. As I said, they're the top dogs here. They are one of Europe's best teams. We have seen their football before. And 2018 was not what they expected. They were eliminated. Now they are back. They need, kwa Kiswahili tunasema wanahitaji kufanya nini? Wanahitaji kujibu. Yani wanataka kuonyesha nguvu zao, kupimana nguvu. And this is right here. You need to show them who you are at this particular point. So yes, Netherlands could.
Of course, those are the sentiments of Marion Kageni here on the World Cup show on Lookuptv. Now, one of the teams that we will be discussing today is Belgium. They are well known as the Red Devils. Their prospects are out of their reach. This is a team that has been pitted to win on the biggest stage, including the 2018 World Cup in Russia, the Euros.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
Good to have you join us on Heart to Heart.
We bring you stories of people who, despite the pressures they experienced, still trusted God to see them through.
The seeds that was sown in me helped me navigate and overcome that period of my life.
New testimonies, new insights, and even better revelation of the good things God has in store for us.
There is always a blessing waiting for someone in every episode.
Vidokezo vinaletwa kwako kwa hisani ya
Na kwenye vidokezo, idadi ya watu wanaougua magonjwa ya kiakili kaunti ya Kilifi yaongezeka marudufu.
Right now, I won't go to the shamba. In a small shamba which I have to plant beans and maize, okay?
Kwa saa hii tunafurahia juu sasa maziwa itakuwa bei rahisi.
Kwingineko, wakazi wa Murang'a wafurahia mvua inaonyesha katika maeneo hayo baada ya muda mrefu wa kiangazi, huku wakisema kuwa hali hii itaboresha ukulima. Wafadhili wa elimu kutoka Ujerumani wajenga shule za watoto wanaotoka familia zisizojiweza katika kaunti ya Nakuru.
Yippee! Kamata ploti na 349K. Oh yes! For only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10K cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Hapa kazi tu inaendelea kuwasaka na kuwatambua wale ambao wanafanya kazi extraordinary na zile kazi za kujituma.
Biashara yote unaambiangwa, as long as you have a plan, you can do it. Our service is about kufurahisha the customer.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni hapa kazi tu.
Born a man, the society bestows tough responsibilities upon you.
Lazima uwe mtu wa bidii, ukija kuoa lazima uwe ni provider.
If you're not able to provide, that's a challenge. It takes a toll on a man.
It takes someone who is strong enough to face it.
This is Born a Man.
And of course, welcome back. Sorry for the little technical hitch. We're back to you. We were talking about Belgium and of course their prospects going into the World Cup in Qatar, because in 2018 the expectations were so high for them, and of course things didn't go as planned. They lost, but eventually they emerged third. But now Belgium do have a lot of players in that squad, players with good capabilities, players who play very good football. Kevin De Bruyne is the man to watch, and he's among their key players because they do have the likes of, apart from Kevin De Bruyne, they do have Romelu Lukaku and of course Eden Hazard. We've not been seeing Eden Hazard that much in Real Madrid, but we also do have the likes of Yannick Carrasco. These are players who have played in the topmost level. Now, Marion, Belgium as a team, I remember telling you there's nothing golden about Belgium's golden generation because they have nothing to show for it. Now, this is the last chance that they have with that, quote unquote, the golden generation. Do you think, and that maybe if you can pick areas where you think they do have a problem, do you think they'll be lucky this time round?
I feel like Belgium is like Netherlands. They're good players, good team, but in football, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Every second, every year matters. Age is a factor. So you need to show us, like, this is their last moment to push. If it doesn't happen now, they'll be in trouble. Remember, last World Cup was their best so far, because previously, 1986, they finished fourth, which was their best. Then come 2018, they finished third. So it was their best performance so far. And after that, Belgium's energy was actually, we saw Belgium being top dogs. Like, they were not looking back. As much as they didn't win, they were not looking back. Wanasumbua pale Euros, wanasumbua Nations League. Like, this was the team that everybody was fearing to go up against, because they knew Belgium has a squad. Belgium, like you said, has experienced players. We have pale attacking. They have the likes of Lukaku, who is their top all-time goal scorer. So they do have quite a number of good players. Courtois just won as the best goalkeeper in the world. True. So they do have options. The player Roberto has a lot of players to work with. So this is their moment. If they do not, unfortunately, they're, like I said yesterday, unfortunately this time around things are harder, because Vico, you're not just the top dog peke yako. There are other teams like Brazil who has young players that wanasumbua kwa ligi, wanasumbua nations, Copa America kule. So there are a lot of what do we say, rivals to watch out. Because if they don't take advantage of the moment as of now, it's gone. Remember, this is a team that they're used to. They're prone to making in the World Cup 13 appearances. You basically, you know how it goes around here. True. So this is just their moment, and in their group they're the top dogs. So I expect them to pull out quite a game and showcase their strength. Could they make it to the finals? They could, if they work properly. They could. Could they win the cup? Hey, that is a tough one, because a lot of people want this cup, man. So, this is their moment. Belgium has a lot of pressure, and this pressure could have a toll on them also. You know, as much as you have good players, the pressure could pile and have a toll on you. So they need their composure. They need all the confidence as they walk into the global platform, knowing that we are Belgium. We are top dogs in this. We should work well as a team so that we can produce a good performance. Our aim is to win the World Cup, and that's just to be it, because after this, what can they show? Like you said, they have good players. They are one of the people who support Belgium, because a lot of people that usually support players on Semangaje, they showcase a good game. They're top dogs. They play well. They work together as a team. But do they have anything to show? At the end of the day, you need to showcase something like this, a trophy angalau. So for Belgium, where?
Just, you know, you've spoken about Belgium being in the World Cup 13 times. Just before we look at the achievements in the showpiece. Now, apart from the players that they have in the attacking line, we also have other players who've cropped up, and I do believe will play a key part in Belgium's success. For example, Brighton's Leandro Trossard. This season is Trossard is in the form of his life. He's been scoring goals, just fresh from humbling Chelsea. Now, players like Trossard, Yuri Telemans, the players like Yannick Carrasco. I do believe, in as much as time is running out for them, Belgium do have the quality that it takes to win or to contest, to at least fight to the end, like Marion said, to the finals. Because we've not seen much of Hazard.
We have not. Actually, we see more of Thorgan Hazard than Eden Hazard.
True. Thorgan Hazard, who plays for Borussia Dortmund in Germany, is is more of like Eden Hazard. Taking on defenders is a ball carrier. Now, the question is, how does Roberto Martinez utilize the players that he has at his disposal? Because when you have a lot of players, quality players who played at the topmost level, it depends. Now, their performance revolves around working as a team, like you said. It's not about individual brilliance.
No.
Now, it might be individual brilliance, but now incorporating your individual brilliance in different aspects to bringing the results as a team. It's a combination. You work as a unit. Now, if Roberto Martinez can pull that, I am certain that they will give the big boys a run for their money because the competition is very, very tough. Now, just a look at the achievements of Belgium in the recent past. Most recently in 2018, that is the World Cup that was held in Russia. They did manage to emerge third, if I'm not wrong. Marion, most people, after the group stages in 2018, many of us looked at Belgium and said, there's something in this particular team. They were playing free-flowing football, attacking football at their very best. Things went wrong for them in the semi-finals. And of course, they lost to France. Now, who are the eventual winners? Do you think whatever happened to them in 2018, they lost against France, 1-0, I believe. Do you think they can rectify that in terms of their defensive unit? Because the lapses in the defensive department is what costed them a place in the finals. Because if you look at the defenders that they do depend on, by then it was the likes of Jan Vertonghen, the likes of Toby Alderweireld, who plays for, was playing for Tottenham then. Now, do you think Martinez can sort the problems he has defensively? Because from the midfield department, going forward to the attack line, exceptional.
Perfect.
Exceptional. But now the missing link is the defensive unit. Now, what do you think?
Personally, I don't think we have seen much of a change in the defending still. I still think they still work on the strength of attacking and mid peke yake. So far, the defenders that the Belgium is still working on, they're the same people. I mean, a few changes, but really not much can be. There's no much strength in the defending unit, and of course this will cost them. I expect to see something similar, unfortunately, for Belgium, because you can't repeat the same mistake expecting different results.
Sure.
It's 2018, like you said, it was the same story. Defenders. Euro, it was the same story. When they were at their best form, and everybody expected that apana this moment. In fact, people were just so shocked. Italy and England and Africa uko kwote, because Belgium was amazing. But again, it costed them. So this time round, it will be just the same scenario, unfortunately.
And talking about...
Take it to the bank. In fact, mwekezaji, bet on it.
Marion says you can bank your money on whatever she says.
Bank your money.
You talked about the Euros. Maybe we can look at their performance in the Euros because they won all their 3 matches in the group. Because they won 3-0 against Russia. They also won 2-0 against Finland and, of course, 2-1 against Belgium. But now, they lost in the quarterfinals against Italy. But they played Portugal in the round of 16, which they won 1-0.
They did.
But they lost to Italy. Of course, I don't know if it's bad luck because they always lose to the eventual winners. In 2018 in the World Cup, they lost to France, who are the eventual winners. In the Euros, that happened recently, they lost to Italy. 2-1. Who eventually, went on to win the Euros. And sadly, again, Italy are not in the World Cup. Now, they are playing well, but the final product is what is missing in terms of proceeding to the ultimate game. Because you can't be in the semi-finals, but nobody cares. Nobody matters. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. What matters is you getting yourself to the final. Because at least be the runners-up. Because time is, of course, running out, like I said. So I guess the ball is on their court to decide what will they do in Qatar. Because Kevin De Bruyne, we've said, is their star man. He's in the form of his life at Manchester City.
He's the best at that position, actually.
Arguably the best midfielder in the Premier League history, or in the modern era. Now, is the star man. Everything goes through Kevin De Bruyne. The same happens at Manchester City. That leaves, because Romelu Lukaku is just, he's been on injury, he's back from injury. He played for Inter Milan this past weekend. I don't know if he'll reestablish his form early enough to help Belgium in the World Cup, but he's a proven goal scorer. If he gets the service, I do believe he will bang the goals.
And especially having the services being supplied for by De Bruyne, it's actually Lukaku performs perfectly for his nations. I know a lot of people say that, you know, Lukaku flops, do what. But if you watch at how he performs for his nation, for Belgium, he's exceptional. He's not the same Lukaku we saw in Chelsea or Manchester United. He's a striker who is attacking, dangerous attacker. So being supplied for by the likes of hapo katikati tuko na nani, De Bruyne, we have the Witsel also, we're expecting him to be there. So working with the likes of De Bruyne, he's going to have an easy run to score more goals. So we're expecting to see more goals at that moment. So Belgium will really attack. And actually other teams should be wary of that. But like I said, Belgium is just like Netherlands. They have their strength and their weaknesses. And those weaknesses, no matter how small you think they are, could be their undoing. Remember, like in Netherlands, we're looking at them having a strong defense. But are we really getting much from the mid? Are we really getting much from the goalkeeping posts? Not really. And that could be their doing. Same to Belgium. Strong midfield, strong attackers. I really hope Eden Hazard will be, you know, we haven't seen much of him for Belgium and for Real Madrid, so I don't know how that will work out. But in the attacking area, they are strong, Belgium. In the midfield, they are strong. They're good. But like I said, just like Netherlands, those little undoing. How is your defense? Nikatin. If Nikatin si basi tuko. Come on, Nikatin, we're done. Because we need a strong unit. Look at, okay, I don't want to be talking like an analyst at but look at France, my team. France has a squad. France is exceptional. Defenders, midfield, striking. Goalkeeper is not so bad. Hugo Lloris is amazing. So we're looking at, same to Brazil actually. Brazil, midfield. Thiago Silva pale kwa defending. Attackers. So we're looking at you being strong in every aspect. One single mistake, it's costly. It could cost you painfully. And Belgium knows this because it's not the first time that they're always like eliminated just at the crucial moment, just when people think that this one is for Belgium. You know, even at the Euros, we were just like, this time round Belgium, it's Belgium. World Cup, not so much, because a lot of people didn't look at Belgium as that type of a club, a team. But they proved to be like, hey, we're here. We want to make a statement. We want to go all the way. And we saw that. People are just focusing on, I bet, at that time, people were just focusing on France, Germany, who are the defending champions at the time, and the likes of Spain. You know, they didn't see much of Belgium going all the way to the semifinals. But Belgium was like here, like, watch our pace. We are here. So after that, Belgium has been thriving all the way through. They've been having a team that is exceptional. But like we said, we need a unit, all areas backed on.
All that matters is teamwork, like Marion says. Now, just to have a look at another team, that is Ghana, apart from Belgium, because Belgium, of course, is a team representing Europe in the World Cup in Qatar. We have a look at Ghana. This is a team that They did win against Nigeria, the Super Eagles, to bundle them out of the World Cup. That means in 2018, Ghana missed the World Cup, but in 2022, Nigeria have missed the World Cup Nigeria missed the World Cup will miss the World Cup at the expense of Ghana. Now, Ghana do have many key players. They've brought in new players, but first of all, let's have a look at their key players. The players that will star that team to success. We do have players like Thomas Partey, who plays for Arsenal. There are players like, they've brought in Inaki Williams. That is one player also, I do believe, will be instrumental to their success in Qatar. And of course, Mohamed Kudus. Kudus plays for Ajax in Amsterdam. Now, just to give you, or just to give the viewer a preview of what Kudus and Partey and Inaki Williams have done. Now, Mohamed Kudus, for example, this season alone, he's had 4 goals in the Champions League and 5 goals in the Dutch League. Now, those are 17 matches, but he already has 9 goals. He has been super instrumental to the success of Ajax this season. And this is the player who has shown at the world's biggest stage, that is the UEFA Champions League. In fact, he scored yesterday and assisted. Now, looking at Thomas Partey, last season, after 24 games for Arsenal, he scored 2 goals. This season, after 9 games, he has scored 2 goals. And it's very interesting because a lot of players have picked up their forms, and most of them are in the form of their life just before the World Cup. The perfect time. We've talked about Kevin De Bruyne and his form. We've talked about Thomas Partey and his form. Mohamed Kudus, other players. Lionel Messi is in the form of his life. Do you think Thomas Partey, because if he plays for Ghana, and if he'll be available in the midfield, because we know Partey is injury prone, if he'll be there, he'll run the show for Ghana. They do have Mohamed Kudus, a very young, talented player. What do you think about Partey and Kudus together with Inaki Williams? Because Inaki Williams has played for Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah, he does.
Do you know how long he's played without getting injured or having an injury? 3 consecutive seasons. So, do you think Partey, Kudus, and Inaki Williams, and also we can incorporate in Callum Hudson-Odoi, do you think they can make things work for Ghana?
They can, but they can. I mean, I see what the new coach Odo is doing. He's bringing in the international players and just sort of telling them, you know, come back home, you know, bringing players from Spain and Germany and England, and just telling them, come back home, so that we can strengthen the team. So we want to see if that will work out. But for Thomas Partey, arguably the best player for Ghana. Actually, he's ranked as the top star for Ghana. So Partey, after watching how he plays for Arsenal, I'm expecting him to be crucial. I'm expecting him to showcase his, to work perfectly with the likes of Hudson-Odoi, and I can't really say that I have so much confidence with them, honestly, because if you watch the AFCON games, it was disappointing for Ghana. You know, we looked at Thomas Partey and we were like, sisi tuko sawa, kikosi yetu iko poa kabisa. And we had all the confidence on this particular player, but with, of course, their players at the time. But, you know, there's a change. Like you said, the likes of Hudson-Odoi are now back, are now in the squad. They've been called to come back home. Like you said, there are young players who are going to join in, these experienced players, and work together. And with this new coach, we might expect something. You know, it was a different regime. Now it's a different race. So, okay, let's see how this one works out. So it could be something. My confidence is it's not so high on them, but let's see how it works out. Actually, it was very disappointing to watch Super Eagles being kicked out by Ghana, the battle of rivalry.
And of course, like Marion has touched on, Ghana's performance at the 2022 African Cup of Nations was dismal. Dismal performance from them because they did not win even a single game. They lost against Morocco 1-0. They drew against Gabon 1-1. Of course, even more upsetting, they lost 3-2 to underdogs Comoros. But of course, they redeemed themselves and they will be in Qatar. Only time will tell what they will be able to do. Just to give the viewer a preview of the matches that Ghana will be, or rather Ghana's matches in the 2022 World Cup, they'll be kicking off against Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo. We all know how Marion Kageni loves Cristiano Ronaldo. They'll be playing against Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal on the 24th of November at 7 p.m. before they proceed to play against South Korea on the 28th of November at exactly 4 p.m. local time. But of course, there's always drama. There's always, whenever there's Ghana, there's Uruguay. The last game of the group, they'll be playing against Uruguay on the 2nd of December at exactly 6 p.m. local time. Marion, talking about Uruguay and Ghana, there's always drama. Drama, unending drama. Remember what happened in
2010?
Right here in South Africa.
Man!
We were heartbroken, of course.
We were heartbroken.
I was young then.
I was in primary school. I know I'm older, but I wouldn't say my age, but I was in primary school and I remember how I supported these African teams, and Ghana was, at that time we had a Samoa Gyan at his top best form. It was beautiful. Then all of a sudden, drama with Uruguay, Suarez scoring with his hand and all that. So we are back at it again. Oh gosh, I don't even know what to think about that.
Just to conclude, before we wrap up the show, I'd like to pick your mind on the predictions. Portugal versus Ghana.
Guys, you know what that means.
Portugal, do you think Portugal will win? Or Ghana will pull a surprise?
Portugal will win. But I'm talking as a fan though, I know.
Ghana, South Korea?
Ghana. I know it's, but South Korea, last World Cup when they played against Germany, everybody expected Germany will just like cruise their way through, and then we saw what South Korea did. So, but I still have so much strength with Ghana, so much confidence rather.
We have to support our own because Ghana is
definitely. Hapa heri hata ni sahau Cristiano Ronaldo. It's this melanin that is speaking. So yeah, we're supporting Ghana all the way. And actually, when you look at that, you mentioned about Comoros. How disappointing was that? Because Comoros are ranked what, 132 so it was quite a shocker.
Of course.
And if they head into the global platform like that, Visanga drama and everything, I don't even want to.
Just before I get you to Marion, get back to Marion and you give us your last take before we wrap up the show. Ghana is one of the 5 countries representing Africa in the World Cup in Qatar, beginning on the 20th of this particular month. Just to conclude the show, a wrap up and your parting shot in terms of Belgium performance and Ghana, just before we wrap up.
Okay, before we wrap up, let me just say this again. I remind our viewers, talk to us kwa mtandao wa kijamii. Talk to us to our social media platform at Lookuptv on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter. We are also representing, and of course on your screens, Signet, StarTimes, and GoTV. Talk to us. Mtandao wa kijamii will also be reading those comments and just check up what you guys think about this whole World Cup vibe, because it's a vibe. So that was quick reminder, because you viewers, this is the best show as of now in World Cup 2022. Now, Belgium. For me, Belgium will be heartbroken once again. I mean, Roberto, there's so much love for your squad and everything, but if he works on his little errors, he has such a little, yani tunasemanga wakisema dosare kidogo tu, like kidogo tu, and that, imagine they can take it. But if he doesn't concentrate on that, considering, like we said, they are top dogs. Argentina, these are a strong group. So if you don't, just that single mistake, they will work, it will be undoing. So Belgium are going to showcase a very interesting match. Expect them to be coming in by full force. Ghana, hey, like I said, I don't have so much confidence. Of course, I'm supporting them because they are fellow Africans. But with the new coach Otto and him bringing in players from, other internationals, like players. Him himself actually is a German-born player, former player. So he brought in players that he knows from other international and tell them, come home, let's work on strengthening our team. So that one I expect maybe it's going to work up for them, because maybe he saw how Ghana performed previously and he's like, you know what, we need to strengthen our team, and this is why I'm calling you. Like the likes of, you come in and do that. So yeah.
Of course, time will tell. As a matter of fact, Otto Hado is the new manager of Ghana, and of course he'll be assisted by Chris Hutton, the former Watford manager. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been the World Cup show here on Lookuptv, the home of sports. Be sure to join us each and every day of the week from 12 to 1 p.m. just to get updates and reviews on what will be happening in Qatar. Remember, the showbiz starts on the 20th of November to the 18th of December. Thank you so much for joining us. Do stay with us because Kutoka Mashinani is coming up, and God bless. See you tomorrow.